everybody. It is Friday. Welcome to Friday. Yes, you are here at the end of another week. I'm just saying. We are here at the end of week 56, 57. We got one more day to go. Or no, 2 more days. It's not Friday. Who says it's Friday? Oh my God, you people are screwing me up. It is not Friday. It's Pretend Friday. Can't we have Pretend Friday? I don't know what I'm talking about. I want it to be Friday. I guess I can talk about that. Hello, everybody. It's Thursday. I'm just testing you. See who's awake tonight. Who's awake with me tonight? How are you doing this Thursday night? It is great to have you all with me tonight. Tell me about your day. What are you grateful for this Thursday night? I am playing with you. I am playing with your mind here tonight. Messing with you. Yes, my headline says Friday. It's because I'm in a Friday state of mind, Jennifer. But it's Thursday. I didn't check with my peanut gallery before I went on, and I just started typing. Oh, you were stalking me today. It was great to talk to you today, too, Pat, and the peanut gallery. It was great catching up with you guys. Enjoyed seeing your fur baby, too. Enjoyed seeing, I didn't even get your fur baby's name, but Rebecca was all excited about it as I was getting kicked out of my own office. I meant to touch base with you, Jennifer, today, too. I've been worried about you and the stitches. Brady getting stitches, I don't worry about, but you getting stitches, I worry about. I worry about you, but I saw part of your 80% off video. I forget whether that was yesterday or today. I'm losing track of time here, as you can tell. I have lost track of time today. But you had 80% off boutique item, a boutique clearance or something. Amazing Grace is your puppy. Aw, I'm so bad. My hearts for you, Jennifer. I can't do graphics here, but hugs. I'm sorry. I thought of you today while I was rolling a rack. I'm trying to figure out how that happened. I mean, I've done little cuts. I mean, that's really what I'm trying to figure out is how that happened to you. I've had little cuts, but I get dry skin, especially up here in the winter. We have winter up here. And I get my hands get dry and stuff, and I can get cut on a rack. And we had some old ones. I was looking at some of we have our racks that we know are problems that we just use in the warehouse. We don't transport them to the store or anything. We have red duct tape on them, so we know they're a problem rack. It's usually the wheels or they tilt or something. We keep them in case we really, really need a rack, and we use them in the warehouse. Is those racks? And I thought about that today as I was looking at some of those, and that maybe I need to get rid of them in honor of you, Jennifer. Maybe I need to buy the warehouse and they always need more racks, but maybe I need to get rid of all our red racks in honor of you. Schnauzer on the outside, but Pitbull on the inside. Amazing Grace. I love it. He's perfect for you and your peanut gallery. He's perfect. He's absolutely perfect. I love it. Yuck, I'm sorry. I've cut myself there with a knife before. Done that. Boom. I've done that. I ended out in the ER before for that. Hey, Kitty's with us tonight. Great to have you here tonight, Kitty. Kitty, you've left out a little bit of a weather forecast update. You didn't tell me I had snow coming. You did not tell me I had snow coming this week. They're saying snow tomorrow. One of the forecasts said 4 to 7 inches. 4 to 7 inches. Well, it is good to have you all here. I am grateful to have all of you here. And I'm sorry that Jennifer is injured. But still held a sale. Still showed up to do a live sale. Joanne is with us. Hey, Joanne. Great to have you here. I thought of your friend Bernie the other day, Joanne. I had Nana at physical therapy, and I was thinking, hey, how's Bernie doing? I hope she's doing well. You're a trooper. That's the Minnesota in you, Jennifer. That's the Minnesota that stays at work even after you know you need stitches because you couldn't get in. I love it. Where's my glasses here? All right, everybody, let's get to the Good Morning, Good Night book. That's where all the good stuff is. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start the program every night. Tonight, we are on page 72. 72, I tell you, if you're following along in the book. Our good morning today is, it's the farmer in you, yes. I love it. Our good morning today is things may never be like this again. That could be good news or bad news to you. But it's true, nonetheless. Good morning. There is your good morning, folks. There is your good morning. I like this. Simon today with his quote of the day. Simon says, whoops, hang on a second. I got to get my table to drop my piece of paper on. Nebraska Angie. Well, I'm hoping we don't get any snow tomorrow, Adele. I mean, I am like, I already took the snow tires off the car. I got one car that's got snow tires because it came with a set of snow tires, and I already took them off for the season. Hey, Nebraska Angie's with us in Nebraska, I think, if my memory serves me correct. Your work is your own private megaphone to tell the world what you believe. Your work is your own private megaphone to tell the world what you believe. That is our quote from Simon today. Well, many of you remember the Ever Given. The Ever Given. You may not remember the name, but the Ever Given is the ship. The ship that blocked the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal was blocked by the ship Ever Given, the cargo ship. Well, Egypt has actually impounded. Okay, it's not blocking anymore. The Suez. The Suez is now open. You can travel it. You can take your boat that you did not buy with any stimulus aid and go through the Suez Canal now. Okay, you can take a friend's boat and go through the Suez Canal. You can't take your boat, but you can take your friend's boat and go through the Suez Canal now. But the Ever Given and all its cargo is currently being held by Egypt. All that cargo, whatever's on it, whatever you Americans ordered, is sitting on that ship just outside the Suez Canal being held by Egypt. In lieu of, they will set it free for the low price of $900 million. So $900 million will set the Ever Given free, which is what Egypt says is the cost that for held up cargo, for holding up all the ships, and for the cost of setting it free, for the cost to actually free the ship from how it was trapped in the canal, and the work and the cost of doing that is what Egypt says. So for $900 million, they will set it free. So far, they are not setting it free, and they have it blockaded and are holding it hostage right now, and all the cargo that goes with it. So the story does not end. The story does not end. Yeah. They've the Suez Canal Authority's decision. They're calling it to arrest the vessel, arresting the vessel. And the insurers for the Ever Given have responded to the claim and questioned its basis. And they even made an offer to settle it. The claim is $300 million for salvage and a $300 million claim for loss of reputation. The grounding resulted in no pollution and no reported injuries. So there you go. It is your goods are your future Pelotons and other things are still being held hostage. Your future Pelotons and other home goods and other things that people buy are being held hostage in Egypt there. The good news is, okay, of commodities, okay, that people buy, sales of toilet paper are down massively. Okay, there is an overabundance of toilet paper right now that according to people. There's an abundance of toilet paper, and toilet paper sales in the first quarter of the year are down massive percentage points. So there is a glut of toilet paper. You could say that the toilet paper pipeline is clogged up right now. I'm just saying. I know I'm not here to be funny. American Eagle said on Wednesday that first quarter revenue of more than $1 billion as strong demand helped the apparel retailer sell more products at full price. Yes, full price. Full price is the way to go right now. You don't have to discount your way out of this. You don't have to discount your way out of this. And its shares rose 5% on the news. Then why can't I get the good stuff at Sam's? Well, Sam's isn't about the good stuff. Let's be real. Go to Costco for the good stuff, kitty. You got to go to Costco for the good stuff. You go to Sam's for the lowest price. Walmart is a race to the bottom. Walmart's a race to the bottom for price. And you go to Costco for quality toilet paper at Costco. I guess, I mean, we're debating where to get quality toilet paper. We have sunk to new levels. We've sunk to new levels. Will emptied office space in major metropolitan areas devalue retail space? Last week, New York City released a report saying that the value of its forest of office towers had fallen by 25% in the past year. Metro office vacancy rate nationwide increased by 16% during the pandemic. Asked if they could then expect a similar decrease in the value of retail property in city center districts, they said not necessarily. Office locations that will retain low vacancy rates are the ones that offer workers the best and widest range of amenities, such as restaurants, nail salons, gyms, and stores. What we're seeing, particularly with technology companies that are expanding, is that they tend to gravitate toward amenity-rich environments, and that means restaurants and retail. Yet restaurants and quick-serve restaurants that have located near large tech campuses have often been disappointed by their receipts. Employers such as Google and Microsoft try to keep their people on site by offering them free lunches. However, real estate executives now believe that tactic is dissipating. So tech companies are starting to figure out that they could attract a stronger group of employees if they offered them a wider food experience. Who doesn't like a wide food experience? An example of that was Google's purchase of Chelsea Market, a food bazaar in Manhattan that draws more than 500 visitors a month and is part of the same block-long complex occupied by Google. So that is part of that's the winners and losers. Americans, that's you, are itching to get out and spend their $2 trillion in savings. What do you do when you have $2 trillion in savings? You get vaccinated. You get vaccinated and you get out there and spend it. Spend. We need to stimulate the American economy. You, the American consumer, get out there and spend. That is the message to Americans. They're predicting, for the sake of this article, they're predicting herd immunity will be achieved by September, and that the retail e-commerce mix is stabilizing, and that Americans are dying to get out and spend their $2 trillion in extra savings. Cushman & Wakefield, the realty company, released their U.S. retail overview that stimulus payments increased after-tax income by double digits and caused the strongest income growth ever recorded. Household wealth rose to a record high of $116.5 trillion in the third quarter of 2020, and middle and high-income consumers are poised to get out and spend lots of it at malls, movie theaters, restaurant, and entertainment centers. Cushman holds that consumers will resume spending at the pace of 3.7% annual growth they established prior to the pandemic, but that they'll engage in brick and mortar spending spree once herd immunity is declared. More importantly, retailers will quickly be able to adjust to stable and negotiable purchasing behavior. Online commerce rose to a record share of about 23% in 2020, but will exhibit a sharp decline when people begin massing maskless in stores again. And traditional brick and mortar businesses will continue to dominate e-commerce sales and will continue to do so using retail space to fulfill online orders in a time when industrial warehouse space is expensive. That's you, the brick and mortar store, okay, that has supply, okay? Are you making it easy for your suppliers to consign with you, to sell to you? Are you making it easy so that you have supply to take advantage of the money that people want to spend? People want to spend, but you have to have the funds there for them to be able to do it. Okay? It is about creating that environment. It's about creating that. Walmart, this is very interesting since Kitty mentioned Sam's, but Walmart is going to convert most part-time store workers to full-time. This is a complete about-face. Walmart plans to have the majority of its U.S. hourly employee workforce full-time by the end of the current fiscal year. The nation's largest private employer expects that 2/3 of its U.S. hourly store roles will be full-time with the same schedules from week to week by the end of January 2022. With the change, Walmart will end up with approximately 100,000 more full-time positions than it did 5 years ago. That means of Walmart's 1.2 million hourly employees, that's a heck of a payroll, approximately 740,000 will be full-time. In making the change, Walmart said that following the full-time staffing strategy that has been successful in its distribution and fulfillment centers, where more than 80% of the employees are full-time. We believe full-time schedules complement the other ways we are preparing for the future of retail. Having full-time associates has never been more important than it is right now. Our growing pickup and delivery business calls for us to create more full-time job opportunities as our stores increasingly operate as both fulfillment centers and retail spaces. The move has other benefits too, as employees are scheduled to work alongside their teammates and their leader on every shift, building on the team-based structure the retailer introduced in stores last year. Having these small teams of 8 to 12 associates work together will lead to a more connected, productive, and enjoyable work environment. Connected, productive, and enjoyable work environment. Let's see, where did we hear some stuff like that? Imagine a place where you go to work every day. You make a contribution of something bigger than yourself. You learn something new, and you're protected and set free by a compelling set of values, and you go home happy. Our job as leaders is to create that place, because happy people create happy families create happy communities, and happy communities create a happy world. And my gosh, we need a happy world, says WD-40. Walmart must have read that this week as they look to create a happier Walmart world. A happier Walmart world. The 15 most popular luxury brands online are Yeah, I know they're doing some of that all self-checkout. They have to get more efficient. That doesn't mean Walmart's overall payroll is growing. It's about quality of their associates and giving them full-time work, but having them do the most important. And going to cashierless is a way that a lot of these guys are saving money. You got to keep in mind that most people are honest, and at $15 an hour minimum wage or more, you have to cut costs somewhere. You have to cut costs somewhere, and that is an area that a lot of stores are looking at as a way to do it. Is self-checkout. They're even looking at eliminating the checkout lanes by giving you an app on your phone to scan as you go, and do it, so they don't have to have the whole checkout to begin with. And then that can be retail square footage, which is an idea I like, from that. But, to make you the cashier all the way through as you go through. So there's all sorts of technology that is being tested right now with that. It's very, very interesting. The 15 most popular luxury brands online are, for the 4th straight year, Gucci is in number 1, Chanel number 2, Hermès number 3, Dior number 4, and Louis Vuitton number 5. Rounding out the top 10 are Rolex, Tiffany, Prada, Versace, Armani, and Valentino. That rounds out our top 10 there for the most popular luxury brands online. Oh, Osco Jewel is eliminating checkouts too. They're eliminating self-checkouts. Yeah, some people really don't. I'm not a fan of self-checkout. I hate it. I hate self-checkout because they usually don't work well. I get frustrated with them. I don't mind them if they give me, sometimes in some Costco's, they'll have a scanner there, and they'll let you use the scanner. But if I got to take it out and run it down the belt and see if it weighs right and all that, forget it. It just drives me nuts. And I got enough nuts up here. Enough nuts. Hang on here. I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Okay, I got a lot of legislative stuff tonight. A lot of legislative stuff. So let's talk about that. Hang on one second. Let me just finish getting organized here. And then we will talk about it. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything. And that's a pretty good pile there. The Lift Up Act is making its way through Congress. What is the Lift Up Act? The Lift Up Act would essentially take the debt forgiveness on the EIDL loans and cover your payments and interest for a period of time on your EIDL loans. And so that is important. So it is looking to cover 6 months of interest and payments on your EIDL loan is what the Lift Up Act would do, which is what the original legislation did on existing SBA loans. So they're like, okay, you gave all these people a loan. So let's talk about it for a second. So in the original CARES Act, so we go back a year to last March into the bill that passed, the original CARES Act gave 6 months deferral. Well, actually, it gave 6 months that the SBA was making your payments and interest on an existing SBA loan, okay, to help people out that had existing SBA loans. So what this act would do is take people that got an SBA EIDL loan, an economic injury disaster loan, and give them 6 months of payments and interest on those loans. Currently, those loans, if you got a loan in 2020, those loans were deferred for 24 months. So the payment was deferred, but interest is accruing. So the proposal on the table is to give 6 months of payments and interest, which would cover a lot. Okay, that would actually cover a lot of the interest for the 12 to 24 months, depending if you weren't making any payments on it. So that is actually a good thing if this makes it progress. It doesn't have enough steam yet, but the fact that it is being tossed around in Congress is actually a good thing and would help an unbelievable amount of businesses. It would help. It would be huge. Okay, it would be a big help to people. So it is something that I am following, and as it progresses its way through Congress, I'll keep you posted. But this would be a good thing. It would not eliminate your EIDL. It would not make it zero. But if it could cover some period of interest and payments on it, that would help an awful lot of people. And was part of the intent of the original CARES Act. So if you look at the original CARES Act, where they did that for existing SBA loans, which so many people got economic injury disaster loans as we worked our way through this. I want to make sure I cover this in some sort of order. Okay. While I'm on the SBA is starting they are starting additional outreach on the targeted EIDL advance. So the targeted EIDL advance. Last week, hey, Kelly, you got to keep up with me. We're moving fast. You know, if you blink, you know, I didn't, my peanut gallery didn't pre-check me. Okay. You know, they said, get on. And we were talking about so many things that we had to do on Friday that I just went with Friday. Shoot me. So the SBA is continuing to roll out EIDL advances to people that did not get them or only got a partial one. I posted examples of emails last week. They have kicked it up a notch this week. So in talking with the SBA today, talked to a lot of people at the SBA today. at talking at the SBA today, they're actually I'm glad you I'm glad you yogaed for us today, Kelly. So the SBA in their outreach is actually sending out slightly personalized emails to some people, especially people that got early loans or late loans that never got any advance. Okay. So I showed you an example of the email last week that they're sending to people that mostly got partial advances. Well, they're following up this week with actual direct emails to some borrowers that are to borrowers that are eligible. And this has just started. Okay. Borrowers that are eligible that are actually getting emails directly from an SBA loan officer. So how do you know if any of this stuff's legit? Well, one, you can email me and I'm happy to check it out. I have access to names and extensions and everything else at the SBA. I can check it out. The number one thing that makes an SBA email authentic about the EIDL advance is it will have your EIDL loan application number in it. It will reference specifically your EIDL loan application number. So if it has an application number, it should equal your application number. And one way to check it is to go all the way back to whenever your EIDL was deposited or whenever you applied. If you got an EIDL deposited, that number should be on the deposit. Okay. If you had an EIDL application, that should be a part of the original. It should be the same application number. If it is not, it may not be legitimate. If you are unsure, email me and I will take a look. But that is, they are doing that. They are giving direct contact numbers to a loan person who will see this through for you to get it. Because some of them, they're having you do some creative things to get your EIDL advance. Because if you remember last year, the SBA was having all sorts of computer issues, computer crashes, different things. So sometimes they have to get you back in the system. So in certain circumstances, they're asking you to reapply for an EIDL. And even though the EIDL advance isn't, that's how they get you in the system. Then they cancel the new application. They match them up, but it's part of getting you in the system. So it's not to confuse things. It's not to make a mess of things. But that is what's happening. And they're really trying to catch up and speed up the money out to people and get it out within a couple of weeks. Get out up to $10,000 to you within a couple of weeks, which is a grant. The EIDL advance is a grant. So keep an eye out for those emails. Check your spam regularly if you have not gotten an EIDL advance and you may be eligible for one, because that may be coming your way and coming your way soon. So I've been talking to a lot of people at the SBA, making sure that I understand it, because they understand how many fake emails are out there. They do. They really do understand that. And they want to get the money to people that are entitled to it. So I am hopeful for that. One of the stats I have here today is the number of businesses that were, where's my glasses? That were still closed from a year ago as of January. The percentages of businesses by state. And business closures, as of March 22nd, the number of small businesses in operation versus January 2020. So per number of businesses in a given state that were operational in January 2020 that were not in operation on March 22nd. Michigan leads the list with 39.7% of their businesses not in operation anymore. Massachusetts, number two, we are. The M's lead it. The M's are in the top three. Michigan, Massachusetts, and Maine are all in the top three. Massachusetts at 39.1%. Maine at 38.9%. Colorado, and then we go to the C's. Colorado and Connecticut, 38.8, 35.5. One of the lowest states on the list of is New Hampshire at 18.3%, and North Dakota at 19.5% are still not open. Also at the bottom of the list, rounding out the bottom, Arkansas, Vermont, and Utah and Tennessee. So there's a lot of businesses still closed out there. There's a lot of businesses in this country that have never reopened or haven't reopened yet. I mean, I still remain optimistic for some of them, but haven't reopened yet. If you are in Texas, there is a bill working its way through the Texas Senate that is extremely important. I know I don't usually deal with individual state legislatures, but this bill is going to set a precedent for the nation. Okay, it is a state bill that is going to be the first, I believe, because of the conversations I've had with people that are working on it, in what is going to be a model bill that you will see in other state legislatures following its passage. But it needs help. So call your state senators in Texas, your state senators, in the Texas legislature, and tell them to vote yes on Bill SB 678. SB 678. And this would set up an automatic disaster recovery framework, a small business disaster recovery program, an automatic small business disaster for hurricanes, the snowstorm that shut down Texas. All these events, whenever the governor declares a natural disaster, okay, hurricanes, tornadoes, all of this that isn't a normal, you didn't sign up for this, you didn't cause it, and it's designed to keep people on your payroll. Okay, keep them off unemployment, keep them on your payroll is what this bill is designed to do, and it will become a model if it passes in Texas. It will become a model for other bills around the country, for other state legislatures to take this up, okay? To have an automatic system in place for small business recovery. That would be huge. That would be huge. So Texas Bill SB 678. If you are in Texas and watching this, contact your state senator and tell them to vote in favor of SB 678. I would love to see this bill pass in the great state of Texas and go on to other states. Let Texas be the leader. They've had lots of disasters. Texas has had lots and lots of disasters. Hurricane Harvey, the snowstorm, countless hurricanes and different things. Help these businesses create an automatic thing so they don't have to fight each and every time. Create this framework that's automatic. It comes automatically, makes you eligible with a governor's declaration of a disaster. And it would be so meaningful. And it really is a model. I was talking to some of my colleagues in Texas today that are advocating for this, and it is a true model. It is a true model for this country, and I would love to see this go national. And a lot of small businesses down there are fighting for this. Help us see it through. So tell everybody you know in Texas to fight for the passage of SB 678. SB 678 is the bill working through the Texas legislature to help small businesses and create a automatic recovery system in place. So that would be really, and it would be self-funding. It would require the legislature to automatically fund it in a disaster. I mean, it's really just nice and clean. It really is. So that would be a great thing. You know what else is a great thing? This video and everything I talk about, automatically goes over to narts.org/resale strong by noon the next day. Yeah, noon. It's all over there. All the files, all the spreadsheets, everything I talk about, including a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and yes, ring the bell. Ring that bell so that you know when a new one drops. That's right. You'll know if you ring the bell. You can also share it with everybody you know. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker. We want to help everybody get across the finish line here. We're helping everybody get across the finish line and get to the other side of this pandemic. It's not over yet, folks. It's not over yet, and that's why we're still here. I'm here every night in the Narts private Facebook group and streaming on YouTube live at More 8 Than Ish live in the Narts private Facebook group and streaming on YouTube. But if you have a question in between, you just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. If you were not here at the top of the program, our good morning tonight was, good morning. Things may never be like this again. That could be good news or bad news to you, but it's true nonetheless. Good morning. Our good night tonight is good night. Everything is changing all the time. May as well lean into it. Good night. There's your graphics, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even. We will party again. We will party in person. But until then, and until tomorrow night at More 8 Than Ish, know that you and you, but most importantly, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. It's time for dessert.